We're only in week 4 of the NHSL season, but already you can feel the finals desperation creep into the air. Both these teams fighting for second place, both need a win, and both looking to revenge an epic first-round clash. Welcome inside the Ice Arena on beautiful Ghana land here in Adelaide, South Australia. We're at the Ice Arena. It's time for NHSL hockey. It's Eric Ballnar, it's Joey Showtime McDougall, and it's Justine Rufino calling all the action for you. Joey, a player at the Extreme. Justine, a former AWIHL player, coach in South Australia. This game was really tasty in round 1. Are we expecting something similar in round 4?
I think so. I think that both teams have probably even more to prove this time. The Stars, they didn't quite come away with it. They led the whole game. The Brewers, you know, they got there with it. They felt happy about how they got there, but can they do it again?
How are these teams playing when you're playing against each other? As we take a look at the last time they played, this was Steve Best tying the game up. The Brewers never led. This was with 2 minutes to go, short-handed. Nice pass from Zach Boyle. But how are the Brewers a stylistic team that you played against on the Extreme side?
I mean, they're a very physical team. They come out hitting. You know, they're not afraid of that physical hit when they're on the defensive side of the puck. I'd like to see a little bit more of that on the offensive side tonight, kind of going to those gritty areas and trying to bang home not the pretty goals, but the ugly ones and the hard to work spots.
You talk about the physicality between the Brewers and also the Stars. This was an overtime of the game, 3-3. Steve Best, not known to be a fighter. After Zach Steele kind of collided with the goaltender, Mateusz Trinka, you know, they dropped gloves. They showed some hands. They showed the love in the game. It was there, but Mateusz Trinka in overtime. Look at the clock on the top left of your screen. Ball game with about 4 seconds to go. Ben Hanberg broke the hearts of the Noarlunga Stars fans on opening night. Brewers did get the lucky loser point, and that leaves the standings looking like this. Joey, your Extreme sitting pretty at the top of the standings. 2 wins from 2, 4 points. The top 2 team make the finals. Each team plays 8 games. All of a sudden, games like this become really important because you can't be left chasing.
Yeah, and really tonight for the Stars, like it's a big game for them. Almost need to win game because you've got to put yourselves in a position where you're not letting the Brewers get that gap on you going into the next week of games.
Joey, the Extreme did something really well in their 2 games. You look at the last game. They had 3 goals from 3 different lines. All lines contributing on the score sheet. These teams having trouble getting that balanced scoring. Players you'd expect, like Tomek Sack. He's been playing great. He's done everything but score, it feels like.
Yeah, and I mean, you know what? Sometimes a guy just needs 1 goal. They get the monkey off your back, and you'll be opening up some scoring for yourself.
Well, I know for a fact, I was watching him last Saturday playing for the A-grade team, and I have never actually seen a bottle and a goalie's towel fly simultaneously into the air. So Tomek Sack can shoot. It is confirmed. The guy can shoot. I think it's just a matter of whether he gets his opportunities tonight, whether he gets that space.
He came over from Western Australia. He's made an impact on the game, just hasn't found the back of the net yet. A guy that's found the back of the net a lot is Jake Riley. He's got 4 goals. He was made a marquee player for this reason. A great shot. He's doing quite well, Jake Riley. He's got 4 goals. He's tough to stop, but
you need secondary scoring. 1 guy's not going to win you a game every night, especially in these 20-minute stop time periods. It's a long game, and you need guys to step up with that secondary scoring. So I would say looking for guys like Jan Kubek to maybe put a couple in, Johan Levesque, and even some guys on the second or third line to step up.
Is that something that head coach Sammy Mantier of the Stars might be looking at to try to mix things up?
Definitely. In a conversation last night, he did point out that he was going to be putting Zach Steele up on that first line with Jake. And I think that Zach Steele, he's a more physical player. He's got a lot of good shots. I think that this is something that could really work for them because you've got Jake maybe not pulling the trigger this time. Maybe Jake's giving that great pass.
Other key changes, Jaden Ryan is in from Newcastle. He's flown in for the game. He's in the lineup for the Brewers. Also on the Brewers, Jake O'Brien will be playing forward. Tyler Boyle, the defense. The Hardings are out for the Stars, but perhaps the biggest storyline is that Andrew Glass is starting in net ahead of Mateusz Trinka. Dave, you're down on the... Dave will be down ringside shortly, but Andrew Glass, he last played that high-level game 3-4 years ago on the Brewers side of things. He's getting a start between the pipes tonight. Let's head down to Dave on the ice right now.
All right, thanks, guys. I'm here hopefully with the man with the answers, the talk of the town right now, Andrew Glass starting for the Brewers. What's the story behind that?
I think we just give him a twist, a little bit of a rest. He's played really well the past two games. Glass is more than capable goalie, so we're just seeing how we go against these guys.
Now, you've got a bit of history with Glass. You guys played together for quite some time. Any stories there?
Not really. He's been in 3, maybe 4 of the championship teams we've been in for the local league, Red Wings. Really solid goalie, so keen to see what he can do tonight.
Now, big addition for the lineup tonight is Jaden Ryan. Tell me a bit about him. What are we going to look forward to?
Well, he played for Newcastle North Stars in the last AHL season. I played inline Australian teams with him before. He's a really solid player, good with his hands, really smart, so I'm keen to see what he can do as well.
Thanks, Steve.
Cheers.
Well, Steve Best kind of just summed it up. What's going on? They're rolling with Andrew Glass. Glassy, though, for use a hockey term, you know him quite well off the ice. He's a beauty.
He is a beauty, yeah, and it's nice to see him back in the game after so many years off. And I think may see a little bit of a lag in getting back into the game, but if he can bring back his game that he had the last time he played, it'll be a bit of a struggle for the Stars tonight.
The goaltending matchup is an interesting one because while Andrew Glass is the talk of the town, as Dave Muggleton so poignantly pointed out for the Brewers, Glenn Forbes-White has a lot to prove for the Stars. If you've missed us, if you're just joining us, he came off a 2-month knee injury, back in the lineup for the Stars last week. He allowed 3 goals on his first 4 shots. Settled down after that, stopped 32 of the next 35. He did allow 6 on the night. This is a big prove-it-to-me game for Glenn Forbes-White, isn't it?
Yeah, and the way that he came off the last game, look for him to start more like that. Coming off of a 2-month break, it's going to be a little bit of a struggle for anybody, but look for him to start tonight's game the way he finished the last one.
I think we'll pause for a moment for the Australian National Anthem. It's a very intriguing matchup between these two teams, isn't it? Andrew Glass starting in goal, his first high-level game in 3 or 4 years. Glenn Forbes-White looking for redemption. Jaden Ryan in the lineup, an interstate element from it. It's a game, there's a lot of reasons to be excited for this, Justine.
Oh, absolutely. And, speaking with Sammy last night, his exact words, what he really wanted to get across is, we know we have to win. So there is pressure on both sides. There is people coming in, people coming out. I'm really excited to see how this comes to play.
That's a look at Glenn Forbes-White. He was battling. The Extreme crashed the net a lot on him, but you say he needs to play more like that.
Yeah, and the reality is that, you come back off of a 2-month break into a high-level game like this, you're going to have that bit of a slow start. So I'm kind of looking to see something similar maybe from Glassy tonight, a bit of a slow start, and then slowly ease his way into it and get a little bit better as the game goes on.
Do you think Glassy, that's a look at him right there, what do you think he's feeling right now? Is he nervous?
Probably a little bit nervous, but knowing Glassy, he can stay pretty calm in these high-pressure situations. So, again, just anything can happen tonight. He'll be looking for his defense to help him out and keep the shots from outside for the first few, just to get warmed up.
These are a look at the starting lineup that they're throwing out there. Zach Steele, Jan Kubik, and Jake Riley forming that top line. It's different than what they started with on the season. There's a look at Tim Benson skating out there. He's on defense as well. Jake Hazel and Connor Smith, other key partners. But yeah, moving Zach Steele up to that top line, what was the rationale behind that for Sammy Mantier?
I think he really wanted to have that player with Jake so that he wasn't not necessarily carrying the load, but there's other options there. When a player like Jake starts to score all these goals, teams, they learn that. They get to know that. They start manning up on him, and all of a sudden there isn't as good an option maybe in the other players. But Zach Steele is a perfect option on that line.
It's a tasty one tonight in round 4 of the NHSL. The Stars need a win. The Brewers need a win. They both can't get one. Let's see how this plays out. Both teams rolling out with their starters. This is Jake Riley in behind the goal. 4 goals this season. He scored 2 late. He also scored the tying goal and 2 goals versus the Brewers in game number 1, and already behind the defense on Andrew Glass as Zach Steele got in tight, and I'm sure Glassy's relieved to make that save.
Get the first one out of the way and get yourself in the game. I'd really like to see the Brewers do a little bit better job at their blue line there. They let him walk right in. You got to step up on that guy and let him know you're there. Definitely.
He cut straight through the middle there, just like a knife through butter.
Draw one by the Brewers, and down the ice they go. Tyler Leeming in all alone, walks in. Glenn Forbes-White makes the save. He battled the puck, it went to the corner, but I'm sure Glenn Forbes-White is relieved to make that one. Steele the other direction. He walks in. That's blocked by a Brewers defender. Zach Steele powering his way to the front of the net early. He's 19 years old. A lot of expectations from him. At the beginning of the year, Sammy Mantier said he wanted to unleash his potential. Maybe this top line combination can play to that. Connor Smith, he scored his first goal in the last seconds of the game last year, his first pro goal. Dangerous opportunity in front of the net. They almost were too many men. It goes in for icing as Tristan Reese will touch that up, but some early scoring opportunities on both ends.
Yeah, and something I'd like to see from Glenn tonight, definitely a little bit better rebound recovery. I know in our game there was a lot of initial shots and a lot of secondary shots, and I think we capitalized on a couple of them. So just like to see him feeling a little bit more comfortable in net and jumping on those rebounds.
Jeremy Klein settling in for the draw. He moves down to the third line with the addition of Jaden Ryan from Newcastle. He wins the draw. Brewers last in the league in face-off percentage, just a little under 40%. Extreme lead that. They're around 70%. You control the face-off, you control possession. Dylan Pope, he made a return to hockey after taking a year off, and he's looked okay for the Brewers. Fires a shot off the side of his skate. Stars can't chip it out. Pope goes back around the corner on the forecheck, bounces over his stick. Levesque was trying to swipe at it, but he overplayed the puck. And back down in the corner is Dylan Pope again. Tim Benson working on him. Jeremy Klein grinding in the corner. And that gets tipped away. Tim Benson can't quite clear the zone as it's chipped in by Cameron Pope. Machos, a nice pass up the middle. Klein sent one wide. Taking a man in the corner as the Stars try to chip it out of the zone. Jared McDonough battling away. Connor Smith hemmed in his own zone. Plays this back, and we have our first penalty of the game. There was 22 penalties called the last time these teams played. It takes 2 minutes and 8 seconds to get the first one tonight.
Look, that one I think was a bit of a reactionary one. I believe it was McDonald just over here on the boards, and I think it was just a little bit of a slash on that side. Look, Joey Rezek, he knows what he's talking about. You've got Joey, Dave, Glenn's out there. These are some experienced refs.
Yeah, Joey's given out a few slashes in his hockey career, so he knows exactly what it looks like.
Madsen plays it out towards the center. The Brewers were 0 for 11 when they played the Stars last time. Their power play percentage is only operated at 1 for 19 on the season. They got one versus the Extreme, but they were already down late. Fires one on net. Big rebound in the slot. Madsen has to clear, and it goes all the way down the other end of the ice. Both of these teams do have a power play, or a shorthanded goal, to their name. Johan Levesque last week for the Stars. The Brewers scored one in crunch time to tie the game in the third. Wayward pass at the center of the ice. It's held in the zone. Long shot from the point from Tomek Sak. Puck was sitting there in the replay. Adjustment made on the power play. Tomek Sak going to the point.
Yeah, not a bad call from the Brewers here. They needed to get some shots from the point after the last game, not really having a lot of power play opportunities. So look for him to be quarterbacking that.
Team Australia defenseman Zach Boyle, also the marquee player, flicks it in behind the goal. Played around the boards. Johan Levesque chips it out, and the Brewers still can't quite get things set up as the Stars go for a change. Tomek Sak stops, leads a man ahead, bounces over Klein's stick, and it goes back into the other end. Jaden Ryan making his NHSL debut. He had 14 points in 28 games for the Newcastle North Stars in the last AIHL season. 29 years old, he makes the leap to South Australia. Jeremy Klein powers his way forward. Tyler Leeming, the sharpshooter, there to support. Klein looking for something, plays it back to the point. Ryan flicks it forward. It goes off a body and out of play.
Yeah, a little bit of a disconnect from the Brewers there in the neutral zone and kind of wasted a bit of time. So good job on the Stars for forcing a bit of the play there in the neutral zone, not allowing them to come up. But it seems like Brewers are trying their hearts out right now. And, you know, with a power play percentage like they had last game, they really need to start capitalizing on these opportunities.
1 for 19 on the season. Meanwhile, the penalty kill of the Stars has been excellent. They've only allowed 1 power play goal. Puck played off the back of the net. That power play goal came when Ollie Martin made it 6-2 last week. Their penalty kill's been very good, but it's a giveaway. Jan Kubik, as the penalty is expiring, so they're going to get away with it. The Stars, as Jake Riley goes off the side of the net. Back down low. Jake Riley's had a hell of a start to this season. Ryan Fohl getting a shift on the ice. He was grinding away down low. Stars try to establish the forecheck. Aaron Puck comes out, and Jaden Ryan will slow things down. Tries to chip it forward and out of the zone. But Jake Hazel, without his stick, had to almost kick it back. Marco Komazek up the middle of the ice. Knocked down. Adam Wise, the defenseman, walks his way in front of the net, but he finally gets tied up by Connor Smith. Brewers will touch it up. And now it's a cross-checking call. So 2 penalties in the first 5 minutes. We picked up where we left off the last time these guys played.
Yeah. Looks like coincidental on this one, though, I think. I think they're both going for a little bit of rough stuff after in the back of the play.
So they get 3 penalties called.
I believe that's Wisey, Connor Smith, just a little bit of action over here. And, yeah, that'll be both of them.
They were not afraid to call penalties last time, as Adam Wise in the box, Connor Smith in the box. So 4-on-4 action.
I think you'll see it here as well. Yeah, that's one from Wisey. Definitely. We'll just miss Connors, I think. It might
Maybe
have been
behind the play.
Yeah, absolutely.
So how does your game style change 4-on-4?
You want your best skaters on the ice with this. You got a lot of room to move. And here we go, Jake Riley up the ice.
Riley tries to work his way through. A nice stick check from Zach Boyle. They've gone against each other a lot in local competition and played together for a while too. Here's Steve Best. Works his way outside to the left. Tomek Sak there to recover the poked away puck. Sak has done everything but score for the Brewers so far. He's been fun to watch as it's chipped along the boards. Christian Reese applying some pressure. Steve Best works his way to the front of the net, and he gets tangled up with his stick with Zach Steele. And they'll touch up the puck, and another penalty has been called by Dave Gow. 4 penalties in the first 5 minutes and 20 seconds, and the Brewers are going back to the power play.
Looking like a common theme when these two teams play each other, but, I mean, can't really say there's anything lethal going to happen because pretty poor power play percentage on for both the teams. So maybe tonight somebody will decide to crack into it a little bit better.
1 for 20 now on the season. Draw one by Jaden Ryan. Plays it down into the corner. Chasing after the puck is Tyler Boyle. Boyle scored 11 goals in Prem, yet to find the back of the net in this competition. Nicola Powell powers his way to the front of the net, and that's checked away from Jan Kubik and finally cleared out. Johan Levesque going down there, and way out of his net is Andrew Glass. We've seen a couple miscues of goalies playing the puck early this season. Glassy, I think, wisely retreats back to his net. Nick Powell. He was named on the leadership group of this team as Jaden Ryan cuts towards the ice, cuts to the slot, fans on the shot, on the backhand, and Glenn Forbes-White cuts down the angle and makes the save.
Really well done by Glenn on that one, and he had complete control of that rebound, as Joey touched on before. Definitely a really, really good work by Glenn.
Yeah, and it makes it so much easier for your defense when you can gobble up those rebounds like that. Takes away that second scoring opportunity. And how about Jaden Ryan? Get to see a little bit what he's able to do.
Tomek Sack taking the draw. It's lost as Jake Hazel can't clear the zone. It allows the Brewers to set up. Tyler Boyle, rebound in the slot. Still, the Stars can't clear. Zach Boyle takes a shot at net, goes off a stick and into the corner. Steve Best grinding away for it. McDonald can't quite clear. Wow. It's going to be another penalty as it was an errant stick that hit the face of Zach Boyle. So they're going to get a 5-on-3 opportunity. Tomek Sack through traffic, rebound there again. And the Stars said they wanted to clean up the penalty problems. This will be the 4th penalty they've taken, and we're not even 7 minutes in the game.
You really got to be knowing where your stick is at all times. You can't have loose sticks like this, especially at this level, and take, pretty sloppy penalty like that to allow the Brewers to go up.
I think
4-on-3 right now.
It was right before this play at the point, just a high stick.
Yeah, absolutely. Zach didn't even flinch, really. He just kept going.
Definition of a high stick when that goes up there. So a 5-on-3 advantage, which will kick in as soon as this 2 coincidental minors end. So they'll have a 5-on-3 advantage for about 34 seconds. And then 2 minutes coming up as Sack walks in. High shot. Glenn Forbes-White tracking the puck a little bit better. So they're now 5-on-3 for 34 seconds. They were 0 for 3 on 5-on-3s on the season so far. And,
Tomek Sack coming in, you get the shot on net. Yeah, that's great for the stats, but you've just totally taken away your offensive momentum. You've shot high on the goalie. He's covered it up. You need to get possession down low, try and work it around, and actually give yourself a good scoring opportunity.
Another face-off win by the Stars, but they can't clear the zone. Klein back behind the net. Plays it left side for Nick Powell. Powell shifts it around to Tyler Leeming. A Canadian to an Italian to another Canadian who swipes at it in front of the net. Jaden Ryan just got in today. Ryan whips it across. Was looking for Tyler Leeming. Puck trying to settle down as the 5-on-3 coming to an end. Distributed back from Ryan to Wise through traffic, goes off a stick. Glenn Forbes-White was down, but Nick Powell couldn't settle it. Ryan keeps it in at the point. Plays it back behind the goal. Tyler Leeming. They got to take advantage of their 4th power play opportunity already in this game. Back behind the net. Here's Ryan. Shot on net. That one sails wide. Leeming banks it off to Nick Powell. Distributed back to Leeming. Leeming trying to find a man in a slot, but Jake Riley tied up Jeremy Klein's stick. Powell digging away in the corner. 50 seconds to go on the power play. Brewers with some possession here. Wise chops at a shot, but he kind of fanned on it as it just trickled into the corner. Ryan back at the point. Through traffic. Blocker down by Glenn Forbes-White. Powell on the rebound. Again, back to that corner for Tyler Leeming, but it goes all the way to the point. Wise chips it down low. Leeming looking for a shot angle. Blocked down in front of the net by Wise. He throws it in front of the face of the goal, and it goes back to Jaden Ryan. All possession, no action right now from the Brewers. Powell, sharp angle shot. Was looking for Tyler Leeming to bank it home, but he swung and missed. Strike 1 for Leeming. Kicks it to himself. He was playing baseball, now he's soccer, back to hockey. Leeming, sharp angle. Glenn Forbes-White survives the pressure, gets down, and makes the save.
Good job by the Stars taking away the middle of the ice there. We saw that the Brewers tried to force it a little bit to the middle, but just nothing for them. A little bit tough for the Brewers right now.
Definitely. And you know what? Komazek and Smith, they're young defensemen. They're really working them well. They're really trying their hardest. And they did very well at this, their first game against the Brewers. They did really well on the PKs, and there were quite a few of them.
18 for 19 on the penalty kill entering the game. And as the penalty comes to an end, they'll now go 21 for 22. Just the Extreme have scored that lone power play goal versus the Stars this season. Tip forward on the left side. Zach Boyle tries to go glove high on Glenn Forbes-White, and it's tipped into the corner. Not a whole lot of shots on goal in this game despite the power play opportunities, as it's thrown back from Tyson Boyd, and it'll go down the length of the ice for icing as we've nearly reached the midway point of the first period.
I think the Stars are so used to being on that PK, I think they might have sent it not quite checking the board.
Yeah, different play by Zach. I'm blanking on his last name. By Zach, just to go hard off the boards and all the way down the ice for an icing call. Kind of sets you up in a bad position here all the way down the ice.
Zach Steele with the puck. Just to chip it forward to Tyson Boyd. Ryan full, can't settle down the puck. Tomek Sack again. Sharp angle shot. Blockered away from Glenn Forbes-White. Sack back on the forecheck. Playing on this top line with Ben Handberg and Steve Best. And they've got a few goals this season. Best got one, Handberg's got two. And he plays it all the way back, and it'll scoot into the other zone. Boyle, long lead pass ahead. Sack gets tangled up. Ben Handberg working out wide. Best leaves it back for him. But it goes back to Zach Steele, who plays it forward. Steele having a defensive shift right now, playing on the defensive end with Connor Smith. Steele plays defense in the local Premier League competition. Tyler Boyle, he played forward the last few games. Now he's back on defense. Sack working out wide. He gets sticked away. Tim Benson just plays it simply back to the neutral zone. Sack entering the zone again. Fans on the shot. Gets his own second chance opportunity. Swivels. Side of the net. Battling away. Glenn Forbes-White makes the save as there's a skirmish down there. Well, we're very fortunate to have our sideline reporter, Lockie Cahill, reporting on a few stats throughout the game. Lockie, what do you have for us so far?
Yeah, so right now we're seeing the Stars have won most of the face-offs, winning 8. And they're really dominating the Brewers at the moment with the face-offs. But the Brewers have actually had 4 dangerous opportunities right now.
Brewers more dangerous opportunities. How many face-offs have been in the game so far?
There's been around about 12.
So about 70 or 66% clip. Lockie, good stuff. Thanks for the update.
Cheers.
Lockie Cahill giving us some little advanced analytics, we can call it. 4 dangerous opportunities. That seems about right. Lots on the power play. They're 0 for 3 so far in the game, including that 5-on-3 opportunity. Pellerin in front of the net. Couldn't settle it down. Reese Boundy. He's a +3 on the year, and he's got a couple fights to his name. Back behind the goal. Pellerin playing it in front. Jake O'Brien trying to settle it down. Moves puck. Pellerin knocking it down. Plays it forward. And Glenn Forbes-White will thank his lucky socks that he could find his glove on top of that disc.
Shout out to Tim Benson on that one. I mean, you know, if he hadn't been there standing behind that net, you can see in this replay here, he just gave Glenn that time. He's just in the right spot because the Brewers are crashing the net. They're really close range at the moment. Glenn's doing a great job right now.
Number 6 on your screen, Tim Benson, clearing out the garbage in front of the net. Madsen gets it to Steele. He was looking for Jan Kubik, who's got 3 apples on the year. The anointed apple king of South Australian hockey, Jan Kubik. Andrew Glass, left side, was looking for Nick Powell. Kubik chips it into the zone, looking for a centering play. Jake Riley was floating around, but they couldn't get him the puck. Leeming plays it forward to Jaden Ryan, and Ryan is pummeled on the corner by Zach Steele, who plays with a bit of an edge. Zach Boyle fires one through it, got behind Glenn Forbes-White, but he sprawls on top of it, fighting the puck, but landed on top.
Yeah, I think Glenn's going to be thanking the hockey gods for that one. He might have just felt it roll off the left side of him and just kind of laid down to cover it up, but I think he's definitely seeing the puck a little bit better than he was last game, and being able to jump on those rebounds is going to help his team a lot.
Yeah, and you can just see it on your screen here. He has laid just on top of it there. He's just got the back of it. Really sharp work by Glenn there. Really well done.
Hey, look, we're getting a panel repair on the other side. As you take a look at Glenn Forbes-White sprawl on it as the teams take a timeout. Round 4 of the NHSL. Hey, round 5, we're doing something pretty cool. Joey McDougall, Vinny's, the Adelaide Extreme, are partnering with for a toy drive. What can you tell us about that?
Yeah, so we partnered with them just to do a bit of a toy drive, just to get some of the guys in a bit of the Christmas spirit. And you know, like with the hockey community, very close-knit community, and we wanted to try and find a way to give back. So toy drive next game, it'll be going to Vinny's for kids over Christmas.
More on that later in the intermission, but a loose puck in the slot, and Reggie Machos almost had goal number 3, but Glenn Forbes-White got the pads down. 14 shots to 2 is the total right now. Just 8 minutes into this game. It's a heavy workload for Glenn Forbes-White as Glass plays the puck as it just scooted towards him. but heavy volume right now, and it feels like all the action's in one end.
Yeah, it's kind of good for us. It's all right in front of us at the moment, but I mean, you know, the Stars really got to switch on here. They got to start engaging some of their players, get their feet moving a little bit more. I think they're trying to do too much passing right now.
Stars have been shorthanded for most of the game. They've taken 4 penalties in the game so far. Now loose puck in front. McDonald fires one in, and that one got through Glass, but it went into the corner. Andrew Glass with his first big save of the game. But here comes McDonald again, tied up. He draws a penalty, and the Stars are going to go to the power play. So it will be penalty number 6 called in the game.
These teams must really not like each other.
There's a lot of things called here, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, I think this one's Tyler Boyle just getting up a little bit high on Jared McDonough.
Jeremy Klein just saved a goal.
Shot. Yeah, no, it went through Glass, but Klein just got his stick on it on that one.
Lucky. So the first power play opportunity of the game. Tyler Boyle in the penalty box. Connor Smith can't settle the puck down. And reaching back is Jan Kubik. Very strong on the puck, Jan Kubik, isn't he?
He is very good. I had the pleasure of playing with him with the Tigers this past season on a separate line, but we did play power play together. And, I mean, the guy knows what to do with the puck.
So a power play for the next minute and 40 seconds or less. And Jake Riley busts up the ice, works out to his left, tries to play it wide, and Zach Boyle just to let him walk right into that trap, and he'll send it the length of the ice again.
The power play is definitely something Sammy was telling us last night. He has been working on this. This is something they've been looking at training, so it needs to be good.
Johan Levesque off to the right side, chips it down low to Steele, back to Levesque. He returns the favor. Steele down low, Levesque at the point. Kubik, another forward at the point, shooting lane through traffic. It goes off a body, one of the own Stars player in Connor Smith. It doesn't even make it towards the net. Levesque, right side, powers wide, in tight, tied up, shot on net from Steele, and he sent it wide.
A little bit of offense now from the Stars, but they need to do that 5-on-5. And really, right now, we saw Jake try and skate the puck in. Not a bad option, but I think Zach Steele with his shot might have been a bit of a deflection on that one.
Yeah, just got the edge on that one. It was a great setup there.
It was either off Zach Boyle or Andrew Glass. It hit something. Riley across, open cage, shot on net. Oh, it just went wide as McDonald takes a tumble in behind the goal. McDonald battling again against Adam Wise. Puck gets chipped free for Jake Riley. Riley working on the near boards. A Brewer gets there and shovels the puck towards the center of the ice. And with less than 30 seconds to go, the Stars might allow another power play go to waste. 0 for 9 versus the Brewers in the first game on the power play, while the Brewers were 0 for 11. It seems like much the same. These teams doing everything but score a power play goal. McDonald, big rebound in front, and Glass makes a big return rebound save. Back to the point. Riley dangles his way back to himself, whips it through traffic, it's tipped away, and here comes Steve Best, who's gonna burn around Jake Hazel. Best gets tied up by Hazel on the recovery, and Best, tenacious, back on the puck, on the backhand, shovels it down low, and nobody can get a stick on it. Hazel tips it back out. What a game Jake Hazel had last week versus the Stars, the only player on the Stars to not be on the ice for a goal against.
And he usually has a great game.
Ryan in type goes up high, sorry.
So he usually has a great game, and he does it so quietly. He's not a guy you notice on the ice, and here Steve Best has speed, and just Jake Hazel just contains him the whole way into the corner.
He's really watching that stick. He's just getting on him that last second and just deflecting on that shot from Steve Best. And he's got a shot. If he had that shot, I would have been worried if I was Glenn. But Jake Hazel, fantastic work. That's
a very well-timed stick check from young Jake Hazel. Here comes Steele, centering a play in front of the net. Levesque battling, tries to tip it down there. Glass fights it away. It goes in behind the net. And you guessed it, another penalty is coming. Penalty number 7 of the first period. The Brewers are 0 for 3. The Stars are 0 for 1. We've had some coincidentals, and the Stars back to the power play.
I think we saw them getting a little bit of momentum on that last one. Like to see a little bit tighter with the passing, a little bit sloppy on the passing sometimes, but let's look for the Stars to create a few more opportunities here.
One of their better penalty killers in Boyle off.
Absolutely. I think that in this one you can see Glassy's giving away a few penalties. They're jumping, a few rebounds. They're jumping on it. Let's see if they can make it happen.
Battle back down off the boards. It's chipped out towards the center line as Dylan Pope was almost off to the races. Jan Kubik takes it back down. He's out with Zach Steele, Connor Smith, Jake Riley, and Johan Levesque. 4 forwards and a smooth skating defenseman out there. Levesque, the French-Canadian, a nice pass to the front of the ice, or the front of the goal, but it gets tipped back in the corner. Connor Smith distributes to his left to Jan Kubik, the captain of this team. Tip shot from Adam Wise towards the direction of the goal, and Levesque will just steer it around the back of the boards. Steele absorbs contact. Brewers play it out. It goes in behind the goal, and Glenn Forbes-White will play the puck. Fans on the initial shot, but finally gets it out to Kubik, who plays it back to Connor Smith, and they'll settle it down and reset. Smith out of his own end. Plays it forward to Levesque. Levesque out wide, trying to use a screen. He goes in behind the goal. Chip shot in front of the net. Settled down by a Brewer defenseman in front of the net. And Levesque tenacious back on the puck. Back down low. Full. Plays it off to the left side for Kubik. Off to the right again. Sharp angle shot from McDonough, or from Jake Riley rather, and it goes all the way around the boards. Stars keep it in. Brewers finally punch it out as it's played by Glenn Forbes-White. Full. Almost gives it away to Tyler Leeming up the center of the ice. Kubik back the other way. Here comes Johan Levesque. Down low, Jake Riley around the back of the goal. Just 20 seconds to go on the power play, and Riley skating it all with himself. Finally gives away the puck to Kubik. Kubik back across. It was a nice idea, but Jake Hazel couldn't settle down the puck. Jaden Ryan in from Sydney. Plays the puck on the back, but he can't clear the zone, and Levesque will go back for it in the corner. Levesque to the point. Riley trying to use a body in front. Tries to angle the puck down low. Levesque fanned in front of the shot. Scores! Off the rebound. Ryan, the rocket full. Dives on the rebound and punches it home. It's 1-0 Stars.
They just kept going with that rebound. One shot. There's another shot, and he's there. Really, really good job by the Stars.
I think he fanned on the initial shot as Levesque tried to get it across.
And if he hadn't, I reckon Levesque would have had it as well. They were really well done by Foley and Levesque on that one.
Yeah, I mean, not indicative of how this period has gone with lots of pressure from the Brewers, but I mean, on the board first for the Stars, that's big.
Won't be a power play goal as that has expired, but it was set up from the pressure from the power play. Shot on goal, a big rebound again in the slot as Glass was just fighting the puck a little bit. A nice outlet pass trying to get behind the defense. It's swatted down by Connor Smith. It'll be a hand pass, but I think it was necessary because there was a guy streaking in behind him.
And I think that goal goes to what we were saying before the game. You know, you don't need pretty goals when you need wins. You just need pucks going to the net and creating those opportunities for yourself. You don't need high shots on the power play to go bar down or top corner because those can rim out quite easily.
Chip forward by Jared McDonough. He tries to work around Tristan Reese, but he does a good job of swiveling around and getting the puck to Tomek Sack. Out wide on the backhand. Plays it off to Steve Best. Best tries to walk his way out front, but he's tangled up enough by McDonough, and the puck squirts out towards the neutral zone. Brewers in game 1 versus the Stars never had a lead until the last shot of the game in overtime. They were playing from behind the whole way through. Glenn Forbes-White allowed 3 goals on his first 4 shots last week versus the Extreme. He stopped the first 15 tonight, and he didn't stop number 16, but it rifled off the post. Forbes-White way down, couldn't settle it down. Off the side of the net, Forbes-White now without a stick. Someone's got to try to give him a stick. Ryan Foles there on duty, and it's tried to be cleared. It's a weak clearance, though. Sack fires one through, goes off a skating wide. Ambrose Foster tries to chip it out. It finally gets through to Johan Levesque, who leaves it for Ryan Full. He's just scored a goal. Full played it to nobody in front of the net except Ben Hanberg, who banks it off the boards to Sack. Tangled up by Jake Hazel. Hazel ties up the man. Levesque scoops up the puck, cuts to the middle of the ice. Full out wide, centering a guy forward, and it goes into the corner. Best plays it into the neutral zone. It goes all the way down. Icing waved off. Gathered again by Tim Benson. 7 penalties called in the first period. Ryan Full with the only goal of the game. Brewers had 15 of the first 17 shots of the game. The whistles are hot when these two teams play.
Definitely. An offside on that one called by Glenn Fowl. But no, both teams are pushing real hard. And on this replay here, you can see Tomek and Steve, they're trying to make something happen here. And Steve, right off the bar, you could hear that sing from the crowd. The clang of that bar, I think Steve Best is going to hear that all night.
I think Connor Smith poked that puck free from Glenn.
I didn't actually notice that before.
That was almost disaster city. Under a minute to go in the opening period, Jake Riley skating into some more trouble. Connor Smith plays it to Steele, gets it back to Riley. Riley tries to work his way around Strawbridge, but Strawbridge ties up Riley, and it's a turnover going the other way. Jaden Ryan, though, tied up by Jake Hazel, who makes another nice defensive play on the wing. Hazel, though, trying to now clear the zone. Banks it off the boards. Back behind, Tyler Leeming to Ryan, back to Leeming, and behind the play, Ryan got dumped. Leeming working his way in the slot, shot on goal, scores! Nick Powell has tied the game!
Yeah,
Nick Powell, right in front. You can't leave a guy like that right in the slot. He sniped poor Glennie, left on his own. The Stars have to tighten up their defense. Great shot by Nick Powell. You can see it here. Excellent pass. He's all on his own. That's the spot. Fantastic.
I think on that one, a little bit of an overcommitment by Zach Steele in the corner to finish that hit. No reason to do it. The guy's already got rid of the puck. And just Nick Powell left all alone in front of the net.
That would have been a tough one for Glenn. So 2 late goals have got scoring on the board as we're under 10 seconds to go in the opening period. Connor Smith can't quite clear. Klein rattles it around the boards. Reggie Machos is there. Machos plays it back to the point. Wise with a shooting lane. Glenn Forbes White makes the save as time expires. But 18 shots on goal for the Brewers, 8 or 9 for the Stars. Ryan Full scored as a power play ended for the Stars. Nicola Powell on full strength tied it up at 1. Again, not much between these teams.
No, but we really saw the last 5 minutes of that period, really a bit of pressure from both teams, and look for that to be coming out hard in the second period.
Definitely. And the thing about what you're seeing is as soon as that goal was scored, guys like Steve Best, Tomek Sack, they are hanging around the net like vultures. They want to respond, and respond they did.
We might have David Muggleton on the ice with an interview shortly, but in the intermission show, you'll get a clip from In the Panel. I had all 3 goalies join me. Just figure out why on earth anybody would want to stop pucks for a living. Some good insight from that. Matusz Trinka came in from the Brewers. I know he's not playing tonight. Jeremy Friedrich from your Adelaide Extreme, and of course Glenn Forbes White. But it's a nice insight to get. But until then, let's go down on the ice with David Muggleton.
Thanks, guys. I'm here with Jaden Ryan. Now, a lot of people watching this game in Australia are going to be brand new to the game of ice hockey. So I figured this would be a good opportunity to get you to introduce yourself. Tell us a bit about yourself.
Yeah, so from Sydney, New South Wales. Play out of Newcastle mainly for AIHL and East Coast Super League. And yeah, first game down, so excited to be here.
So what brought you to the Port Adelaide Brewers?
Pretty much Stevie messaged me on the draft night and said, hey man, would you come down and play? And I said, yeah, if you pick me, I'll play. So yeah, the rest is history.
So you're 1 period down. How are you finding the ice hockey?
It's good, it's fast paced, lots of talent out there. Hits are good. I haven't played much hitting in the past couple of months, obviously with COVID, but it's fun, it's good.
Now, I'm assuming you had the opportunity to watch Game 1 on either SBS On Demand or on YouTube for the replay. Did you manage to catch some of the action from that first game?
Yeah, I watched that first game. It was really exciting first game for the season. I've watched all of them actually, so yeah, it's been good so far.
No worries, thank you.
All right, cheers. Thanks for having me.
Good to see a new face in the competition. We'll take a quick break, but you're going to hear me and see me in a second. I'm with the goalies on the other side. A 1-1 game between the Noarlunga Stars and Port Adelaide Brewers in round 4 action of the NHSL. It was an eventful first period. Once again, the whistles were out for the referees. 7 penalties called in total, and you guessed it, nobody scored a power play goal. Glenn Forbes-White, though, looked a little bit better, didn't he? Just seeing the puck a bit better.
Definitely. Last game, I think we had a few rebounds, but today he's really sharp on those.
A few big hits. Jaden Ryan making his return, absorbing some hits. 18 saves from Glenn Forbes-White in the first period, but Ryan Full put the Stars up late off the initial shot from Johan Levesque. Weird deflection off of Jake Riley's shot, and there was Ryan Full banking it home to put the Stars up 1-0. But some good work in the corner from Leeming. Nick Powell, under a minute to go. 1-1 hockey game. We've ended right where we started the game, all square.
And on this replay, Nick Powell probably had a couple days to shoot that shot. Nobody around him, wide open in front. Probably picked it, thought about it, and then just went for it.
Statistically, though, face-offs dominated really by Noarlunga.
Definitely, yeah, the Stars have come out with really good face-off odds. Jan Kubek, 100%, 7 for 7. And at the moment, it's looking at about 65% going the Stars' way. And you need that. If you're killing penalties over and over again, you need it. The question is, can they do something with it in the offensive zone, which gets them to a goal?
Shots on goal in the first period were Brewers 19, Stars 10. Underway with period number 2. Not much between these two teams at all. We'll see if there's any separation in the 5th period of hockey that they've played against each other this season. Right off the bat, powering towards the net. Steele scores! 13 seconds into the period. And the combination of Levesque, McDonald, and Tyson Boyd have put the Stars up.
They've just snuck it in here by the post. Under the pad, and there it is. Just snuck it in there. And I wonder what Sammy Manteri said to them during that break, because whatever it was, I want to know.
And just a great job by Sammy recognizing that, maybe needed a bit of a shake-up. Get that third line out there and going, and they generated that next goal.
A bit of a different look on lines with Johan Levesque going out with McDonald and Boyd.
And that's just what you need sometimes in this point of the game. Like, you need to shake lines up a bit. The Stars are out 2 games. They haven't won one yet. What do you have to lose at this point? You've got to make changes to try and get something going.
They'll change the lines up as it's still Steele rolling with Kubik and Riley. They've kept that Riley-Kubik pair together. Stars really do need a win on their board. They get Daniel Chen back for their next game, and he's one of the best offensive players in the state. He turns 18 tomorrow. They'll love to have him back, but here go the Brewers the other way. Tyler Leeming going down, but Jake Riley was hauled down behind the play, taking away the offensive rush from the Brewers, and the Stars scored 13 seconds into the game, or the period rather. They're going to the power play.
You've got to have more discipline than that at this level. You can't be making stupid penalties like that, especially Jake Riley here. Your team's just gone up 2-1. You can't be taking penalties that are going to give the other team an opportunity to get back in it. Luckily, I think it's coincidental here, but you got to have a little bit more discipline than that, and I think it just goes to potentially a maturity thing at this point.
Maybe 9 penalties now called in the game.
Looks like Jake's going to get one as well. And you're absolutely right, Joey. It just comes down to impulsivity. Someone cracks you and your guy is going down the ice. You got to take that and take it on the chin and think, well, better for us if we don't.
Brewers win the draw, goes all the way back. And Cameron Pope will settle it down behind the goal, but he fans on the clearance attempt as Ryan Full will grind away. Teams playing 4-on-4 hockey for the second time today. Nothing eventuated from the first one. All the goals have come in the last 3-4 minutes of gameplay, though. Full, Powell, and Boyd, the goal scorers. Noarlunga up 2-1. Similar story in game number 1. Stars scored first, up 1-0. Port tied it to make it 1-1, and it was 2-1 Noarlunga, then it was 2-2, then 3-2, then 3-3, and eventually 4-3. So they've been trading shots all season.
Yeah, and the Brewers aren't a team that are going to give up. They're going to fight back if they have to and look for them to get the next goal here.
Stars can't clear the zone. Tomek Sak keeps it in, back towards the blue line, works his way out wide with some speed, fires a shot, it bounced down low and in around the corner. Scooped up again by Steve Best, lobs it over to the right side. Wise couldn't knock it down. Jake Hazel there on the near boards, couldn't clear the zone. Sticked forward by the Stars. Tomek Sak back in front of the net, and Tomek Sak has drawn a penalty, and just like we started in the first period, the Brewers going back to the power play 90 seconds into this one.
It's not easy when the refs are calling everything, but I mean, they've been consistent, and you just got to pull your head in and say, okay, I need to tighten up my game. I got to know where my stick is. Can't do anything stupid. Just focus on the puck. Make your hits when the guy's got it, but just stay away from anything that even looks remotely like a penalty.
The two main goal scorers for Noarlunga in Jake Riley and Johan Levesque in the penalty box. Shot through traffic from Zach Boyle, bounces in the corner. Tyler Leeming knocks it down, picked up by Nick Powell, and Powell will play it back to the left point for the Team Australia defenseman, Zach Boyle. Cleared back away, and it's picked up by Jan Kubik. Tries to lead Jake Hazel forward, and he'll just bank it in back behind the goal. The Stars really only had two goal scorers entering this game. It was Johan Levesque and Jake Riley. They're both in the penalty box, but today secondary scoring has come to fruition. Ryan Full and Tyson Boyd have scored, so a bit more evenly distributed today from the Stars, and they have a 2-1 lead. Boyle, right side to the other Boyle. This is Tyler Boyle, back to Zach Boyle. Shot on net, gets tipped in behind Glenn Forbes-White. Leeming chunked a little bit in the boards. Brewers there in support. Jan Kubik is there trying to dig the puck out, but it was Tyler Leeming that came away with it. Plays it back. Boyle to Boyle. Boyle with the shot, deflected, and Jake Hazel does enough just to get enough wood on it to clear it to the neutral zone. Here comes Boyle again, and it's sticked away. Nice defensive work by Jake Hazel, intercepting the player trying to enter the zone, and the Stars will get a full suite of players back on the ice. Entering the zone, Jaden Ryan. Ryan slippery, out wide, steered into the corner where he's got two Stars around him, but Ryan still persistent on the puck, finds Tomek Sak. The interstate players connecting right now. Wise with some shooting space. Big save, Glenn Forbes-White getting the skate or the pad down. The skate might have touched it, but that was a good one from Glenn.
And good job there on the 4-on-3. The Stars taking away the middle of the ice, but good recognition there by Adam Wise to kind of skate that puck in a little bit. He didn't have to take the shot all the way from the blue line. He had a lane, he took it, and a nice low shot on net. Unfortunately, nobody there for the Brewers on the rebound.
Shot comes just outside the zone. The Brewers on the verge of going 0 for 4 on the game, rather. And 1 for 23 on the season on the power play. Tomek Sak kicks it to himself back in the corner. Just seconds left on the power play opportunity. It finally comes to an end, but they still have possession. Sak puts it through the legs of Connor Smith, but Jake Riley back on the ice, plays it away. It's banked around the corner. Adam Wise keeps it in. Back behind the goal. Hunting this one down is Tim Benson. Shovels it around the corner for Levesque, who blows a tire, and it's picked up by Steve Best. Best tries to get around a man. He was sticked away. Now it's Sak down low. Chip to Handberg. Handberg in the slot. Goes off the side of the net. Brewers chip it forward. They can't clear the zone. Wise knocks it down. Wise through traffic. Forbes-White makes the save. And finally, the Stars will lob it up back towards the net. And it's played by Strawbridge. Strawbridge is hit after the play. And Johan Levesque skates it back out to the blue line. Stops, pops, straight down. Still on his knees. Levesque can't quite settle it down. And it's in the neutral zone again. Jake Riley, looking to evade some defenders, skates his way to the right, and he's taken down by Steve Best. Strawbridge in the corner, and Riley throws his body into it, creates a turnover through the puck in front of the net, but the Brewers play it, and the puck will roll all the way behind the goal for icing.
Brewers doing a really good job of irritating Jake Riley right now. A guy that's that dangerous on the ice, you need to get him off his game, and you need to get him off his game quick, and I think they're doing a pretty good job of that. We've seen him take a penalty. We've seen him throw a hit down low in the corner. Probably didn't need to happen, but that's those things are gonna happen when you start to irritate somebody.
Definitely, and I think taking Jake out of this game, it definitely changes the momentum for the Stars.
Quinton Tombleson throws it into the corner. This line just scored a goal. Tyson Boyd had the early mark, 13 seconds into the period, and here he is with the puck again. Boyd on the backhand, stops, plays it down on the forecheck. Jared McDonald chasing after this, and he gets to the puck first. Boyd back heavy on the forecheck, playing with a bit of confidence right now. Tyson Boyd, and it's banked all the way down for icing once again. So another offensive zone faceoff coming for the Stars.
And it just goes to show the pressure that the Stars are putting on the Brewers right now, because that's 2 icings in a row. Brewers can't get a proper change in. They're going to be tired here. Stars are making a line change, getting some fresh legs on the ice. Could be dangerous for the Brewers right now.
The big guns out there. Kubik wins the draw cleanly. He has not missed yet tonight in the face-off circle, Jan Kubik. And it's another offensive zone face-off versus a very tired group in the Port Brewers. Puck ragged in the corner. Jake Riley comes away with it. Riley, sharp angle. He had Kubik going in front of the net. He elected to take the shot, and Glass made the save. Andrew Glass getting the start in place of Matusz Trinka in this game. He's stopped 9 pucks that have come his way. And he's made a couple nice saves so far. Strawbridge plays it off to Zach Boyle. Boyle trying to slip his way through traffic, goes off Connor Smith, and it's finally played in front of the bench for hand pass, so both teams will be able to get a change.
You know, it's probably hard for anybody at home watching to see it on the screen, but when you're playing on this ice, around the boards, especially this time of year when it starts to get warm, it's very chippy in there. There's a bit of a gap around it, and there's lots of pucks that are trying to be played off the boards right now. You want to avoid that at all costs, just because you get funny bounces and you could end up creating turnovers for the other team.
As you say that, a funny bounce goes off the boards on the right side. Big hit after the fact on Tim Benson. Battling back down low, the Stars can't quite hold the zone, and Zach Boyle racing for it down the left wing, and Jake Hazel there once again to stick it away back to the neutral zone. Johan Levesque steers his way around Tristan Reese, but it was poke check back to the neutral zone. Jake Hazel has had to absorb some more minutes tonight with Josh Harding out of the lineup. How have you evaluated him so far?
He's played great so far. He's controlling the puck well. He's taking hits when he needs to take hits just to be able to make a play, and again, just all-on performance from him tonight.
I completely agree, and he's a guy who's doing things that are smart, and for a 19-year-old, that's impressive.
Back in the corner again, Dylan Pope shoved away from Jake Hazel using that 6'3" frame to try to come away with the puck. He does. He plays it off to Ryan Fohl, and Fohl will try to chip it out into the neutral zone and find Johan Levesque. Levesque fakes the shot. Tristan Reese ain't fooled by that. Finds Dylan Pope. He'll put it into the corner, and the team will go for a change. On the forecheck, Reese Boundy throws his body into the puck. Jeff the Pest Pellerin is there as well. Boundy, a +3 on the season, plays it in front. He was looking for Jake O'Brien, who's getting some minutes as a forward rather than a defenseman in this game. And it's the Stars this time that ice the puck.
Great back and forth game right now. The Stars are applying some pressure, and Brewers look like they're in trouble. A little bit of pressure there from the Brewers, and then the Stars get an icing. So, you know, these are the things we talked about as well as the power play. You've got to capitalize on these opportunities. And from the stats right now, Brewers need to be a little bit stronger in that face-off dot. You're going to get goals when you have possession, so it starts in the face-off dot.
What was the numbers in the first period?
65% for the Stars.
Yeah, and the Brewers entering the game were the bottom-ranked face-off team. Extreme number 1. Obviously, it makes a big difference.
It does help when you're not always on your back foot trying to get the puck back.
Back in the center, Connor Smith, a little acrobatic play to settle down the bouncing disc. He'll throw one at Andrew Glass before a Brewers body throws into him. Back up the center of the ice. Glass will try to play the puck, almost danger zone. But Adam Wise is there. Can't clear the zone. Kept in by Jared McDonald. This line has been good. Tombleson cuts towards the net. McDonald has the puck bounce over his stick. and it's Wise that plays the puck forward through to the neutral zone. Hazel tries to send it right back, and a huge hit from Quentin Tomlinson on Jaden Ryan at the blue line.
You got to feel bad for Jaden Ryan at this point. He's had quite a few of those tonight.
Welcome to the league.
Coming over from Sydney. They haven't played a whole lot of high-level hockey there recently with lockdowns, and there's Tomlinson who just distributed that hit on the shot on goal, and Andrew Glass sees that all the way and makes the save. I'm guessing this will look cool on the replay. And it does.
Head down. Yeah. Not looking, and Quentin, he's not getting as much ice time as the rest of the lines, and I think he's trying to let Sammy know, I'm here, I'm doing all the right things, and that's definitely the right thing to do.
Off the face-off, another win from Kubik. That was smart, just trying to get the shot on goal off the draw.
Yeah, and just back to what you said, Justine, like with that line going out there, getting a goal early on in the period, like it just goes to show it. Just the simple plays, play a bit of smart hockey, get pucks to the net, and good things will happen. Yeah,
their fancy players haven't done the fancy things today, but it's been simple hockey. Ryan Fohl banged home a rebound on a second chance opportunity. You would probably call that a dirty goal in some ways, not as in dirty as a cheap goal, but just a grinded out dirty area goal. But here's Steele, walks in, throws one on net. It was whipped wide, kept in by Kubik. Steele still battling away with it. Strawbridge throws his body into it, and Steele dives back to try to keep the puck in. Kubik played down. That is a call every day of the week. It will be another power play opportunity for the Stars.
What an intense set of play we're seeing here on the screen. From up top, they're trying to make something happen, and they've just cracked. I think that was Tomek Sack. He's just hooked the edge of his blade there.
I'd like to see either the Stars or the Brewers, even both, just try and get possession of the puck, try and get a little bit more control in this game. It's looking pretty sloppy right now. There's lots of fumbled pucks, not a lot of good, crisp tape-to-tape passes, and it's just something that's going to make it easier for whoever team can do it first.
Big power play here for the Stars. They're the desperate team tonight. They need a win. They haven't got one yet this season. Still lots of time, but boy, do they need 2 points on the board. Hazel to Fohl shot through traffic. A stick of Tristan Reese was lost, and now Dylan Pope is in behind the defense, and it's a foot race versus Ryan Fohl, and Fohl gets there first. Fohl plays it off the backboards back to Hazel. Hazel chips it off to the right side. We'll see what the Stars can do to set it up. They throw it through traffic and all the way down. Chasing after that is Tyson Boyd, but it goes for icing while on the power play.
You don't want to see that on the power play. It's a bit of a waste of time, but luckily we're in 20-minute stop time here, so there won't be any time wasted for the Stars. They just got to get themselves back down the ice.
Brewers 0 for 4 on the day, Stars 0 for 3 on the day. This is the 27th power play opportunity between these two teams. No goals.
Who's got the power play here? Brewers are all over the Stars right now.
Stars can't settle down possession. This is where you probably miss a guy like Josh Harding, who's out of the lineup tonight. Kubik off to the left. Ryan Fohl will chase after. There's a funny skip off the boards again. And it's to Tyler Leeming, who will just chip it out. He'll get around Jan Kubik, and it's a shorthanded opportunity. Boyle settles it down. Glenn Forbes White! Are you kidding me? A very pretty save.
They don't come much prettier than that, unfortunately, for the Brewers.
Great pass by Tyler Leeming. Good pickup by Zach Boyle. And Glenn Forbes White just all over that shot. A little bit of flash and flare at the end, but I mean, that's going to get his team going in front of him.
I think they made it extra pretty. Him and Zach are pretty good friends off the ice. I think he was just letting him know we might be friends, but today I've got you.
It had the crowd off their feet. Everybody stood up to give him a bit of a show of appreciation, and that's a big save from Glenn Forbes White.
I think his knee's fine.
Yeah, you can't use that as an excuse anymore, Glenn. Glenn Forbes White wanted a big bounce-back game after allowing 3 goals on the first 4 shots in return from injury last week. He's had 22 pucks come his way so far. Riley, people just converging around him every time he has the puck. Steele off to the point. Komazek through traffic, tipped down by Johan Levesque. He's got 2 assists tonight, Levesque. Steele again, off towards the left. Komazek settles through traffic again. Levesque was around trying to tip it home on the wraparound. Levesque knocked away from glass, and again, second chance from Zach Steele. Almost keeps the puck in. Penalty's going to come to an end, however, and again, another power play opportunity goes by the wayside. Steele off to the left, looking for a man going to the front. Levesque was tripped up, open net with the goalie tied up. They whistle it down late, with Jake Riley shaking his head in frustration, but Johan Levesque causing some problems.
Here's that replay of the goal again. Great look by Tyler Lehman to get that puck across to Zach Boyle, and Glenn Forbes-White, that's what we like to see from him.
I like that even Zach Boyle gave the stick tap after.
There's some mutual respect there for sure.
And Glenn trying to stare him down. Draw one once again from the Brewers this time. McDonald keeps it alive. Skated out of the zone by Tomek Sack. Sack gets the puck taken away from him from Tim Benson. Brewers throw a puck in front of the net, goes off a skate. Steve Best, the first one to pounce on it in the corner. Best cycles it around to Hanberg. He's had a relatively quiet night tonight, Ben Hanberg. He's tied up by Tim Benson. Best stops, pops around the corner. Glenn Forbes-White, another big save. Lockie Cahill, our stats guy, back into it. Lockie, what do you see in this period?
So the Stars have won 60% of the face-offs in the first period, and now they've won 9 out of 13 face-offs right now.
That's just domination. Joey, how do you even make an adjustment when you're getting dominated in the face-off circle?
I mean, you just got to bear down. You've got to either change up your center, put in a winger just for the face-off, get somebody else in there. Sometimes guys can have an off night.
And how's the danger opportunities looking?
Right now it's even with 2-2.
In the period, and that was a big one that Glenn Forbes-White made a save not long ago. Lockie Cahill with all of the stats for you today. Thank you very much, Lockie. Off the turnover, Steve Best, right side, around the defense. He's tangled up, draws another penalty. Glenn Forbes-White is down. It's finally touched up.
I don't know if I agree with this penalty. I think it's a little soft. Maybe he got a little tied up on the backside where we can't see, but I think Steve Best is just putting his shoulder in here. Maybe
a little bit of an arm.
A little bit of an arm there, so.
Yep.
I mean, like we said earlier, they've been calling everything all night, so you've got to expect that to be called as well.
It did remind me of this one down here with Strawbridge and Jake just before, actually, when I saw it. But just seeing it on the replay, you can definitely see Connor Smith's arm in there.
So Connor Smith to the box. The Brewers with their 5th power play opportunity. Down a goal. They were just robbed by Glenn Forbes-White. Shots a little more in the Stars' favor this period. They're up 8-4 in this period total, behind 23-18 on the day. Wise skates it behind the goal, looking through the slot. That's where Nick Powell scored his first period goal in the dying seconds of the opening period. Ryan. Out wide, he gets belted down again by Zach Steele, but he stays on his knees before Steele sends it down the length of the ice.
I'd like to see Brewers do a little bit better job getting the puck in deep and establishing themselves. A lot of times tonight they've had turnovers within about a meter of the blue line, and especially on the power play, you just can't have that. You've got to have pucks in deep, 2 guys on it, and just establish yourself and get set up.
Powell now playing the point on this power play. Looks for Wise. Wise down low to Leeming, their teammates in the local competition. Jaden Ryan on the backhand. Powell in tight. Glenn Forbes-White again.
You know he got himself pumped up after that last save. So when Glenn switched on, it's a pretty good show to watch.
I was going to say the same thing about Nicola Powell. Almost the same spot, opposite end of the ice. He's looking for his second shot.
Glenn Forbes-White went through a tremendous run in the Premier League season where the Tigers had 4 or 5 games in a row where they allowed less than 2 goals, grinding out wins, and that man was a big part of it.
He definitely is, and he's definitely a guy that when he's on, everybody else can rally around.
Scramble for it in front of the net. Puck gets thrown back to the point. Zach Boyle, left side, Best. Sack, Best. Best again to Sack. Playing a bit of give and go, whips a shot through traffic. It goes off a body and into the corner. Sack again on the point. He's got Zach Boyle on the other side, was trying to tee up Ben Handberg for the one-timer. That is his alley, and that's sticked away. And Johan Levesque, who scored a shorthanded goal last week, was almost away once again. Instead, the Brewers just have to regather, reset, and try to recontrol themselves. Given away, here's Boyd, a goal scorer, slaps one towards Glass, who kicks it into the corner. 15 seconds to go in the power play, as we've now reached the late stages of the second period. Zach Boyle skating it out of the zone, going through traffic, gets it in deep, cuts towards the net, and Glenn Forbes-White makes another save. Sack settles it down to the point, back around the backboards. Steve Best digs away at it in the corner. Best chips it to himself and leaves it for Tomek Sack. Sack plays it behind the goal. The power play has come to an end, so the Brewers now 0 for 5 on the game tonight. Right side, long shot through the point, sticks off of a body in front, and Benson is down. Benson was on the wrong end of a slap shot, and he is in some noticeable pain on the ice.
See where it catches him here.
I think we just might have missed it in the cutoff, but see if we can get...
Yeah, he's still down, needing help to get off right now.
It may have been one of those shots that I don't have to worry about, but...
His knee?
Yeah, I think it looks like he was motioning to his knee there.
Oh,
you can see him grab his left hand on that, on the knee.
Could have just missed the padding a little bit. I mean, even with the padding, that one did not look pretty at all.
So it seemed that was already down Josh Harding on the day, and Tim Benson was a player playing some more significant minutes. He'll now go down. So guys like Jake Hazel, Connor Smith, your time to shine.
Yeah, and right now, if I'm Sammy Manter, I'm looking to my forwards and seeing who's got a bit of defensive ability to put back.
I was thinking the same thing. Someone like Jan would be fantastic.
Jaden Ryan jabbing away at it at the side of the net, and it's picked up by Jan Kubik. Kept in by Adam Wise. Zach Steele played a bit of defense during the Premier League season for the Blackhawks. We'll see if Sammy Mantier makes any adjustments. It's finally cleared, but not out. Brewers keep it in and throw it in behind the goal. Leeming's been working in the corners all game long. That's where he set up one of the goals to Nick Powell. Ryan back to the point. Glove down in the slot, and Glenn Forbes-White again. He's a different goalie than he was last week.
He's keeping this team in it right now, and I mean, as a goalie, you don't get many goals. So he's got to be looking for his team to get the puck in to the Brewers' end right now and get a few more chances, because he's been stopping the bleeding right now at the moment, because Brewers have had quite a few chances on net.
And just as the Stars are fighting to prove that they are contenders in this, so is Glenn.
Tipped away, and it's a 2-on-0 going the other direction. Here's Boyd. He scored already. McDonald scores! Bobby Orr styles. Jared McDonald knocks home the goal. It's 3-1.
That third line again coming up big. And we said it earlier, it's not the pretty goals, it's the hard-working goals. And that's textbook driving the net, stick on the ice, dumping it in 5-hole.
2 Adelaide boys, 2 Blackhawks, 2 grinders. They are absolutely the grinder guys in the team. They're in the corners, they're working hard, and you can see on this replay, Tyson Boyd has the perfect pass, Jared McDonald with the perfect shot, finishing it off Bobby Orr style too. Real classy. Well done, Jared.
Tyson Boyd has a goal and an assist. Jared McDonald has a goal and an assist. Johan Levesque has 2 assists. Ryan Fohl has a goal. We asked the question, did the Stars have secondary scoring? They've got 3 tonight. That should be enough. Now the big boys need to come to play. Back in behind the goal. Squirts back out towards the neutral zone. The Stars have probably been outplayed for most of the game. Glenn Forbes-White has been excellent. And now a penalty is being issued.
This is what we were talking about earlier. Just at this level, you need to have discipline. I don't know if guys don't realize that there's a second referee out there. So anything behind the play is generally in front of one of those second referees. And right now, we've got, I'm pretty sure, Zach Steele with a slashing behind the play.
And then an unsportsmanlike?
And an unsportsmanlike from the Brewers.
I reckon that was Jaden, unfortunately. I don't think he's been reffed by Joey before, so maybe this is not the introduction I think he was hoping for.
Yeah, but just
So the Brewers would have had a power play.
They would have had a power play, and you're just putting your team down a man on that 4-on-4. And with the Stars having this momentum right now, that's the last thing you want to give them.
That's the third coincidental of the game.
Anyone who knows Joey knows you cannot give him cheek. You cannot be smart.
Jake Riley off the draw, plays it off the backhand, plays it to the point, and it's steered away. Reese bumbles the puck towards the left side. Connor Smith tries to type them in. Here's Nick Powell in a danger area again, and I don't know if Glenn Forbes-White got a piece of that, but it was tipped out of play.
Might have got shoulder or the knob of his stick here.
Yeah.
We have an injury update coming in a second, but here's a look at the replay. Glenn Forbes-White again. Another big save.
The defenseman's just over-committed here a little bit, opened up this man, and Glenn saves the day again.
Stars win the draw. Down to David Muggleton. He's got an update for us. Dave, you there?
Guys, I had a look in. It was the left knee. The puck just found a sweet spot in between the padding there. Don't think it's broken. They're going to have a look at the period break.
Thanks, Dave Muggleton on the side. A very eventful period, but the third line of Boyd and McDonough have created two hard-nosed goals from Noarlunga, and Glenn Forbes-White has been the headline act in this game so far. Nice shot from Kubik coming in. That goes wide. Chipped down from Kamazak. He'll get some more minutes in this game with no Benson and no Harding now. Jack Cinco might be called upon as well. Here's Zach Boyle on the right side on 4-on-4 play for the third time today. Boyle creates his own space. Boyle shot, he had the open net, and he sent it wide. Reese chips it off the boards. Stars lob it down. They were looking for Jake Riley. Glass goes to play the puck, chips it off the boards, looking for Nicola Powell. He's the goal scorer for the Brewers today. They scored a late one in the last period. Can they do it this period? Powell commandeered into the corner by Connor Smith, and Smith goes and grabs the puck. Smith tries to chip it forward. That's going to go for icing, as this top line of the Stars continues to be bundled up.
And that's exactly what the Brewers needed to do tonight. You've got to shut down this line. Last two games, no secondary scoring from the Stars, as we mentioned, but in a game like tonight, maybe you got to shift your focus a little bit more on those second and third lines as well.
Definitely, and the Stars are showing their depth, but can their defense hold out for another 23 minutes almost of running time? Stop time.
Strawbridge, converted inline player, throws it back behind the goal. Jake Hazel. Chipped around the boards. Machos tried to find a danger man in the slot, kept in. Wild shot from the point from Klein. Machos was looking for Strawbridge, but off the boards comes Ryan Full. Full going down the ice. Played it towards the front, was looking for Zach Steele as the 4-on-4 stretch has come to an end. But here's some open space for Sack. Sack walks in, blocker save. Glenn Forbes-White. He's made 11 saves in this period, and Zach Steele in all alone. Steele scores!
Another new scorer for the Stars. He got that little bit of space, took one step, and he was gone.
That's the last couple of goals now that the Stars have just kind of crept in behind the D of the Brewers. Made a nice tape-to-tape pass, and the forwards are away with it.
Geez, he's happy about it too. Look at him. He is very, very happy.
Glenn Forbes-White has absorbed the punches that the Brewers have thrown at them, and they've done enough just to jab back 3 goals in the period for the Stars, and they have a 4-1 lead, and they've done it without Riley or Kubik hitting the score sheet.
Brewers aren't done yet. They don't give up too easily.
Still a long way to go.
It begs the question though, Matoush is dressed, he's sitting on the bench. Do you, as a coach, consider 3 goals a big enough gap to go, hey Glassy, look, let's give you a rest for a minute?
Matoush Trinka led the league in save percentage and second in goals against average entering the game. Was not started tonight. Ryan Full shovels it off to the left side. Full back on the puck, and it's chipped forward, and Steve Best has some space down the left wing. Best works wide, centering play in front. Sack takes a tumble as he got Wood on the stick, and it's cleared out as Johan Levesque. They can sense blood now. Jake Riley behind the goals. Riley upended by Andrew Glass as he got in tight. Levesque back down low to Riley. Riley behind the goal. Off to Kubik. Kubik was looking for Levesque. It bounced off his stick. Steve Best has Tomek Sack, and Sack is in all alone. Sack stopped by Forbes White. Rebound down low. Sack again. Forbes White with another stop. Forbes White sprawls on the puck. What a period that man is having.
It's great to see, coming back off of the game last week with, was it 3 goals and 4 shots in the first period? Great bounce back for Glenn Forbes White.
But Glassy here on this one, I mean, he's shown up tonight. He's got a great movement on him, and he has stopped Jake Riley, the top point scorer for this team.
And really, you can't fault Glassy too much. The team in front of him has had multiple chances on the power play, and they haven't been able to capitalize. And like we said earlier, the goalie can't get goals for you, so you've got to be putting up the points in the forward end.
You still feel like even though it's a 4-1 lead, it's been pretty open-ended. Glenn Forbes White has bailed them out a bunch of times. This is kind of a 5-4 game that's a 4-1 leeway. You still think there's another twist in here.
I mean, we still got 20 minutes of stop time left. That's more than enough time for 3 or 4 more goals.
The seconds are going to peel off the clock here as Boyle grabs the puck. Sharp angle shot goes wide. But when the Extreme had 3-goal leads versus both the Brewers and the Stars, both teams had opportunities to get back in the game. Closing out a game is a whole other equation.
And I mean, we saw it from the Brewers there. The last minute of the game they spent in the Stars' end. And if they can come back with that intensity for the third period, put a little bit of pressure on the Stars, get 1 goal, because that's where it starts, and hopefully build and get a few more.
Glenn Forbes White with 32 saves in the game so far. Let's head down ringside with David Muggleton.
Thanks, guys. I'm here with Zach Steele. Now, promoted to the first line and a goal to show for it. How are you enjoying the ice hockey out there?
I'm feeling pretty good. It's good to end a 3-game point. Good to get some points on the board. That's what I mean.
Now, sharing a line with Jake Riley and the likes of the people in the NHSL, how is that for a sea change for you?
It's pretty great. I love playing with those guys. They know how to play high-tempo hockey, move the puck up the ice and put some goals in the net. So it feels good. I'm loving it out there.
Guys, thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Zach Steele, he had that goal to put him up 4-1, but a period headlined by the miraculous saves by Glenn Forbes White, Tyson Boyd, Jared McDonald, and Zach Steele add goals from the Stars, who were under pressure for most of the 20 minutes. We're going to head to the intermission break. We're going to pick up that conversation back with the goaltenders. We'll see ya for the third. An entertaining Friday night here at the Ice Arena in beautiful Gaunaland. The Noarlunga Stars looking for win number 1, have a 4-1 lead. Glenn Forbes White has been the headlining act in this game so far. He's been acrobatic, he's been solid, and much better than last week.
And a great bounce back game from last week for Glenn Forbes White. And when he's this switched on, it's tough to get the puck past him.
We're back underway as the puck has been dropped, and right again off the hop, the Stars try to get down on glass as it's thrown in front of the net. And a shot from the point is good to see Tim Benson back out there. It might have just been a little shiner he took off the side of the knee.
Talked to the trainer down by the dressing room, and he took it off the side of the knee, right in that bony area where you don't want to take it.
Puck goes back behind the goal. Goals from Tyson Boyd, Jared McDonald, and Zach Steele from Noarlunga in the game. The second period, though, really kind of felt like Glenn Forbes White was the Brewers' punching bag, and he just got hit after hit after hit. He did the Muhammad Ali rope-to-dope, and he just bounced back enough for his team to get a couple opportunities the other end. There weren't many opportunities for the Stars, but they converted on all of them.
And that's exactly what you need. You want to have that confidence in your goalie that you can take those offensive opportunities and chances. And that's exactly what the Stars did, and good on their secondary players to get that scoring done for them.
Here comes Jake Riley out wide. Riley dangles around one with space, tries to go up high. He's been frustrated most of the night. The leading goal scorer in the competition entering today's game. Tristan Reese pokes it up to Tomek Sack. Sack lobs it forward. Brewers trying to skate in behind the defense. That goes for icing. So we're at a 4-1 game, but this game doesn't really feel like 4-1 because it really has been mostly controlled by the Brewers.
Yeah, definitely a lot of offensive chances by the Brewers, but as we just said, Glenn Forbes-White standing on his head in the net tonight, literally standing on his head. And, I mean, you've got to find a way to get past that, and one way to do that is a little bit more traffic in front of the net.
And the second part of that second period, they actually lost the face-off percentage, the Stars. They went down to 54% despite scoring 3 goals.
He's razzled, he's dazzled, and he has left the Brewers frazzled. Glenn Forbes-White. Dave Madsen, shot from the point, looking through traffic. It goes off of body and out of play. But on the other hand, Jake Riley and co, not too impactful in this game.
Well, you know what? Last game, he showed up in the third period with, was it a hat trick? Two goals. My mistake. And he is a third period guy. Sometimes maybe he's just waiting for the other guys to get a few pucks in the net, and now he's going to show up and just seal the deal.
Yeah, and realistically, you know what? Some nights you just have to recognize that maybe tonight's not my night and just go out there, play a hard-fought game, play a style that maybe you're not used to playing, but still give it your all. And you know what? As long as you got that secondary scoring coming, you don't need to be the guy putting the puck in the net.
Well, behind the play, the Brewers took a penalty. So Tristan Reese is in the box, and the Stars are on their 4th power play of the game. No power play goals scored in this one yet. This is the 9th opportunity combined between the two. Johan Levesque from Quebec fires a shot, blocked in the slot, and trying to lead this out of the zone is Zach Boyle, but Boyle is rammed into the boards, and it's finally poked free back to Glenn Forbes-White. Kubik, the Czech international, living over in Adelaide, formerly from Sydney. Up to the speedy Jake Riley. Riley, with the wheels, has the puck tangled up in his own body, and the Brewers will get wood on the puck. They can't clear the zone. Kubik keeps it in. Kubik across to Riley. Riley tipped in front. Glass goes down, and he somehow gets his glove on it.
And that's what Glassy needs right now. A nice big save on the power play to keep his team in it. A little bit of confidence for him, and hopefully that the Brewers can build off that play a little bit smarter. They're trying to blow the zone there on the penalty kill, and you've really got to play smarter than that when their top power play line is out for the Stars.
Joey, the Extreme had 3-goal leads entering both the third periods of their 2 games they played. Closing out a hockey game is not easy. Both times teams came at you, and there were windows where they could have got right back in it.
Yeah, and really what happens is that guys get complacent. You get a little bit, lazy in the plays that you're trying to make. You're not quite as hard on the puck, and teams can capitalize on that. And like you said, we've seen it happen.
It's been an entertaining game so far. Eric Balnar, Joey McDougall, and Justine Ruffino calling all the action for you. Right here on NHSL Hockey on beautiful Ghana land in Adelaide, South Australia. Puck across there looking for Yoey Levesque. Connor Smith plays it back to Jan Kubik. The top defenseman on the Stars, Josh Harding, not available for the game. They've been shorthanded and playing well. Daniel Chen, one of the better forwards. This is the last game that he'll miss. They need a win with all these casualties. Tipped in front. Glass goes down, ramming forward to the net is Tyson Boyd. He's got a goal and an assist tonight, but Glass stands strong.
Really, really well done there by Glassy. And that last one, he's nearly doing the splits. He is showing them he deserves to be here. He's still in the game. And on a couple of occasions, he's really saving his defenseman.
And that's exactly what those D need right now, a little bit of a bailout. But again, when the Brewers need to start producing a little bit more of offensive chances, get pucks to the net, get over the line with it, have a bit of control, and just start peppering Glenn Forbes-White with pucks.
Well, they peppered him a lot in the first 2 periods, 32 shots combined. But this period, they haven't got a shot on goal, and we're almost 4 minutes into it. Back on the attack while on the power play. Tip back to the point. Marco Comazit sticks it down, plays it off towards the near boards. Quinton Tomlinson, he's got a wild shot, and that one angles wide. Off the backboards, Ryan Full tried to push it towards the net, and Tomlinson plays it back to Full. Full pushes it towards the net, and he has Tyler Boyle, his teammate in local hockey, bounce off of him like a rag doll. Ben Handberg reaching for it. 3 points entering the game. Dead quiet tonight. Boyle flutters one in on goal.
And that'll be all the way down. Unfortunately, there was a man just offside there as the puck hits the net.
So still 16:08 to go. Another power play goes by the wayside for the Stars. This is ridiculous. Now the teams are combined 0 for 30. 0 for 30.
Question for you, Eric. You've watched a lot of hockey. You've commentated on it all. You've commentated at some pretty high levels. What do you got to do?
I think that's... maybe they've even now tried to put, I don't know what the answer, Joey, is. They put a lot of guys at the point. I like the old extreme approach where you have that big body like a Graham Charbonneau in front of the net, make it really difficult for the goalie, try to bank home a rebound and use that tenacity like you saw from Tyson Boyd and Jared McDonald earlier. Put Reese Boundy in front of the net. Put that big body there. Go get Tyson Boyd and put him in front of the net and make it a menace. That's what I would do. Coach Eric, chiming in. It's over 30. It's warranted.
I like it. I think it's a great idea. You've got to go for those goals that are just slamming them in at the side of the net.
We've got a penalty here. I believe it was Jake Riley. We've got an interference call.
So the Brewers not making it easier for themselves to try to get themselves a little bit closer in this contest. It's another penalty. It'll be the 5th opportunity for the Stars. Both teams now with 5 chances. Tyler Leeming, though, short-handed. He helped create an opportunity earlier. Jaden Ryan was alone in front of the net, but the pass was cut off by Jan Kubik, and Kubik sends Johan Levesque flying down the left wing. Levesque gets banged away by Tyler Boyle, who's made the move to defense for this game, but it's a weak clearance, and Kubik pushes it forward, but right to the stick of Jaden Ryan. Ryan to Leeming. Leeming out wide, tries to lead Tyler Boyle ahead, and here comes Jake Riley, and Riley uses his speed. He's created a 2-on-1. Riley to Levesque. Levesque swing and a miss, and that goes into the corner. Here comes Jaden Ryan, and Ryan will settle it down.
Yeah, I think just on that one, Tyler Boyle's got to recognize that he's been moved back to defense tonight, and he's taken some offensive chances on the penalty kill. You got to be aware that they got some quick feet on the Stars, and they're going to burn you 2-on-1 if you can't play positionally.
Zach Steele takes a tumble. His helmet also fell off. He gets back on. He's looking okay. But again, not a lot of power play opportunities right now for the Stars. Stretch pass ahead, off Levesque's stick. Andrew Glass goes into the corner. This is danger. He gives the puck away to McDonald. He's got 1+1 tonight already. Yoey Levesque from Quebec, off to the left point. Ryan Full, slap shot, deflects wide into the corner. McDonald looking a lot more confident today, and he just lobs that out of play. I don't think that went according to plan.
Might have been tired, just wanted to get off, get a change, but looks like he's staying on right now.
And here's that replay. He's slipped on a banana peel and just gone upended, and the helmet and everything is gone.
It's the old Mario Kart button, right?
Definitely. They must make these helmets really big, because Xander had 2 last week. These helmets are not staying on properly.
Draw one by Tombleson. It goes all the way back into the attacking zone, though. Tyson Boyd with Dylan Pope draped all over him. Ryan Full tries to stick it forward. It's grabbed back at the point. Here comes Full. Full was second in the Premier League in scoring. He's got a goal tonight. It wasn't his usual snipe that you see Ryan Full do, but it was off the back of some hard work. Banked home a rebound for the first goal of the game. Nick Powell answered moments later to make it 1-1. It was 1-1. And the second period was all Brewers, except the Stars scored 3 goals. Boyd, McDonald, Steele, and now the Brewers, after they've killed off their second straight power play, they haven't got a shot on goal this period. Doesn't bode well for a comeback.
No, and I mean, you really got to take chances when you have the opportunities. And this Owen whatever on the power play, Brewers are really going to have to work on that, because that's something that you need to capitalize in these kind of games.
Sharp angle shot, loose puck in front. That one deflects wide, and Ryan Full gathers it. In game number 1, as this is turned over, Klein shot blocked by Full, and he's getting up gingerly as well. Klein chips it down low. Powell tries to go short size. It gets through Glenn Forbes-White, but rattles all the way into the corner. Full still slipping around on that ankle. Tyler Leeming, hard-nosed on the puck. Back to Zach Boyle. Team Australia defenseman off Powell, and Glenn Forbes-White sprawls all over it.
The Brewers have still got that guy creeping in with just that little bit of space. They're still trying to set up around that middle area. They're definitely not out.
Now, a little bit of pressure for them, so hopefully they can build off of that. But I mean, they just got to start getting the puck to those grimy areas. Still trying to shoot from the outside a little bit too much. Nick Powell's done a pretty good job of getting the puck to the slot and getting some shots. They need a little bit more of that.
Goals come in bunches in this beautiful game called ice hockey. And one goal for the Brewers can change things around. But on the other end, Jake Riley was trying to put them up by maybe an insurmountable distance. He's starting to get a few more opportunities.
Yeah, and that's what you need. You still need to have your foot on the gas even if you're up by 3 goals. You want to put it away for your team, and that's what you got to keep doing. I'm sure Jake Riley and his line are a little frustrated tonight, haven't put up any points, but you got to keep going. You got to keep shoving it down the throats of the other team and not let them have a chance to get back in the game.
The only points that matter tonight for the Stars are the 2 that they absolutely need to keep this a very tight competition. It would give every team a win. Every team's played 2 games entering today. Stars 0-2. They do have the point from losing in overtime. Brewers 1-1, and your extreme, Joey McDougall, are 2-0. Best crunched by Dave Dump Truck Madsen right into the bench. And the Brewers try to return favor. That's going to go for icing.
That little bit of pressure again by the Brewers and icing from the Stars.
And here's that hit by Dump Truck. He has no mercy. Almost put him into his own bench.
Connor Smith, I think, got a big kick out of that.
It's good to see them learning from the best.
Look how dialed in Glenn Forbes-White is. He's noticing little things on the ice in this corner of his eye. Kubik's been really good in the face-off circle. Entering the period, he was 13 of 16. Back behind the goal, Sack, sharp angle, goes off Glenn Forbes-White, now to play. Another stop from the adrenaline goaltender.
Almost like to see Sack walk that one a little bit more. He had the room to give himself a bit of a better angle, maybe a better view of the net. But I mean, just trying to force it a little bit too much right now. They are down 3 goals, but you've got to make the best opportunities you can for yourself.
Ryan Full off the face-off circle, loses the skirmish for it. Reggie Machos, he's got 2 goals on the year. 1 goal a game for Reggie, and he fires one on net, and it was another wild one. Very skilled inline player, Reggie. Only started playing ice a couple years ago. And here's Tomek Sack. Sack through traffic. It goes off 2 heads and back behind the goal. Ryan Full being pummeled for the puck. He finally does enough just to lob it towards the center line, so it'll be a bit of reprieve for the Noarlunga Stars. Here comes Ryan Full. Full, a centering pass all the way down. It gets through traffic. Icing waved off. Tyler Boyle is there first, but Johan Levesque was all over him. And it's Ambrose Foster creating the turnover. Throws it to Ryan Full. Goes off the stick of Levesque, and it's picked up by Steve Best. Best has been relatively quiet today, too. Tough to keep him down in a 60-minute game. He had the longest point streak in the Premier League season. Levesque turns, fires, kicked out by Glass into the slot, but Ben Handberg there to take away danger for the Brewers. Boyle pinching up. He's regularly a forward. Drops it back to Handberg, and that just flutters and flickers wide. Kept in by Zach Boyle. Boyle works out wide, down low, zooming in behind the goal. Reese Boundy tried to jam it towards the net, and the Stars were almost away, but Ben Handberg just tied it up as the puck bounces high and out of play.
Brewers need to be a little bit stronger on the puck here. They're fanning on passes, miffing on shots, and I mean, you just got to get pucks on net in this kind of a situation. Just under 11 minutes to go in the game. You've got to have everything on net. You've got to be taking high quality shots and having guys drive in the net.
off the face-off and out of the zone. Quinton Tomlinson earning himself a few more shifts. Played by Andrew Glass, but it gets knocked down by the Stars player. And off on the grind away is Steele, or Boyd rather. Back to the point. Shot from Tomlinson, and Andrew Glass makes a good blocker save before the puck scoots out into the neutral zone. Jake Hazel has had an excellent game, filling in a big role. And here comes Tyson Boyd. He's got 2 points already. McDonald on the rebound. And now it's Andrew Glass's turn to put a little bit of his fingerprints on the game. Hazel carries the puck down low. Put in front of the face of the goal, Quinton Tomlinson. The grind line being so effective tonight. Created 2 goals. Long shot from the point from Benson. That carries wide. Chipping in McDonald. And out skating with it is Zach Boyle. Jeff the Pest Pellerin out wide, rattles it around the board. It's going to allow for a line change for some of the Stars player, but McDonald back on the back check. Hazel there, chips it out into the neutral zone. It won't be enough for icing for the whistle. And now teams can get that full suite of players back on the ice. Under 10 minutes to go. Brewers haven't put much of a fight back in this third period. Is it coming? When is it coming? Riley, right side, offside.
Really like the way that the Stars' third line has been playing tonight. I mean, they've got the couple of goals for them, and realistically, that just generates so much energy for your other lines. It takes pressure off your top guys who feel like they need to score every night. I mean, good on them for showing up tonight and playing the game that they have.
You feel like if Noarlunga can find the next goal, it is almost good night, Irene. That man, Andrew Glass, he got kind of a surprise start in place of Matus Trinka, who is their regular starting goalie. Certainly not his fault the 4 goals gone by, but he is a big reason why this lead hasn't ballooned here in the third.
And it's a great performance by him so far in this third period to be able to bounce back from those few goals in the second and shut the door so far in this period.
Kubik off the draw. Riley snakes his way out to the left side. Working down low on him is Nick Powell, the only goal scorer of the night for the Brewers. They can't clear the zone. Connor White settles it down, and it's back out in the zone. Here comes Tyler Leeming. Leeming burns around Steele, powers to the net. He draws a penalty, and he gets pushed into the net. Nick Powell was about to snipe away, but Glenn Forbes-White stood his ground before getting absolutely ravaged into the net. There's going to be a penalty coming. As this is happening, let's bring in Lockie Cahill. Lockie with your stats update.
Yeah, so the Stars have dropped down 6%, winning 54% of the face-offs. And Jan has won 17 out of 22 of his as he's been in. The Brewers have only had 6 dangerous opportunities too.
Only 6 dangerous opportunities. Not a lot since they're trying to get back in the game, eh?
Yeah.
And you can see on that replay, Zach Steele, he was getting beat. He knew Leeming was getting in behind him. He didn't feel like he had a choice. He gave him a push to try and get him off balance, and it worked. Unfortunately for Glenn, Leeming was right in his path. But as a defenseman looking in on that, I probably would have done the exact same thing. It doesn't look great, but if you're a D and you see a guy going towards your goalie, you do whatever you can.
Brewers are about to go to their 6th power play opportunity of the game. They're calling a timeout. Coach Mitch Villani, I'm sure, can sense that this is the moment they have to score a goal.
You need something here. You've got to start generating something with just under 9 minutes to go in the period. You're slowly running out of time. You've had enough chances. You've been able to see how the Stars' penalty kill is playing. You've got to make adjustments to be able to put the puck in the back of the net, or at least give yourself a chance. I don't think the Brewers have had too many good, dangerous scoring opportunities on the power play yet tonight, and they've got to do something here to make those opportunities.
I agree, and making those changes, it's not just about the positive effects, it's any changes. It makes your teammates think something is changing here. Okay, let's jump on that momentum and move forward with it.
Ben Hanberg playing down low. He's got one of the best one-timers in Australian hockey. Steve Best, one of the best goal scorers in the game. He's been silent tonight. Tomek Sak playing the point. Off to Best. finds Boyle, and Boyle gives this away. Kubik's got a man with him. He'll work with Jake Riley. Kubik to Riley, and Riley couldn't settle it down. He'll swat it back, kept in by Kubik, strong on the puck, shovel to the face of the goal. And again, the Brewers will pick it up. Now is the time to set something up for the Brewers. Sack in deep, behind the goal, parked in front is Handberg. Also Boyle slid along the ice on the doorstep, and Connor Smith ties up his man and clears the zone.
Good so far from the Brewers. Bit of good pressure, good chances coming in. They're gaining the zone, setting themselves up and going from there. So hopefully they can make something of it.
Turnover again, and Tyson Boyd. He's had a really nice game today. Played back. Hazel back behind the goal. Chipped in. Steve Best. Here comes Tyler Boyle. Around one, around two. He's in deep. Sharp angle shot. Rebound in front. Cleared away.
Glenn had some words for him there. Not sure if we can see that on the replay, but something he was not at all happy about.
I think Tyler tried to cut through the crease there and knock the stick out of Glenn's hands. Glenn still might be a little upset at that last push of Tyler Leeming into the crease.
No, it's a poke. He's poked him with the stick. Oh, not nice at all.
Glenn Forbes-White has been calm and cool all night long. He's faced 39 shots and only allowed one goal, and he knocks one out of midair. Glenn Forbes-White has been their best penalty killer.
I would say so tonight. He's been doing a great job keeping his team in this, giving them the opportunities that they need to go down to the other end and get the goals.
Tyson Boyd settles into the draw. What a game he's had.
I think him and Jared McDonald may be that next setup, that new Xander-Nat combination, because that, honestly, every team's got one, and I dare say it, these two Adelaide boys, these grinders, are becoming one of those two to watch.
They certainly were in that second period. That great Bobby Orr-esque goal from Jared McDonald. It's go time now for the Brewers. Powell with some distance, lobs it across. He was trying to set the one-timer up for Ryan. Wise chips it back down low. Ryan in front of the goal, slapped out from Jared McDonald. And they're 10 seconds away from killing off their 6th power play opportunity of the day. Funny bounce off the boards. One more chance to set something up. Ryan scoops it down low, picked up by Tyler Leeming. He plays it in front of the net. Klein back down low for Leeming. Team's back at full strength. Leeming, a sharp shot, takes a funny hop off the boards and back in the neutral zone. Leeming. Game starting to get away a little bit from the Brewers. There's still time, but a goal every 2.5 minutes or so is what they need. Connor Smith skips around the defender. Looks for Levesque. Tries to find Riley. Riley with the hammer in hand, trying to put that nail in the coffin, but again skates into traffic. Zach Boyle behind the goal. Jake Hazel absorbs a hit, gets the return pass, and Hazel, now he's just got to find a way to chip it out. Zach Steele will try to skate it out. Leads it ahead, Ambrose Foster into the attacking zone, and there's a man without a stick, and they're going to call a penalty on Jake Riley, I think.
He might have more penalties than Reese Boundy at this point.
He's had an eventful night. Not a lot of it goal scoring, but definitely eventful.
Yeah. Not a lack of penalties, but definitely a lack of maturity. Like, your team's up, you don't need any more goals. Yeah, you might be frustrated, but as a guy that I'm sure in the next few years will be looked at as a leader on a team, you know, you've got to make yourself available the whole game. He's not doing his team any favors in the penalty box.
Bit of frustration there from Riley. Not scored a goal tonight, but the Stars are up and looking very, very fierce.
A very costly, potentially penalty, though, as the team's trying to close out the game. Best to Handberg. Knocked in front of the goal by Zach Boyle, who settles it down, looks for Sack at the point, shot through traffic, weird bounce off the backboards, Glenn Forbes-White, another huge huge save from the netminder who's almost made 40 tonight. The net off its bearings, but Glenn Forbes-White again coming up big.
I don't think Ben Hamburg's happy about that. I think he's inferring that the net coming off may not be accidental. Very nice save by Glenn on that one. He read that so well.
He said it best at the beginning of the period, Joey McDougall. Glenn Forbes-White has literally stood on his head. There was that 10 out of 10 save back on that 2-on-1 with a 2-1 game in the second period.
And you can see this little stick here from Riley. I think he just got Machos, just opportunistically goes past, and I don't think he was expecting Reggie to drop the stick on that one, but drop it he did, and it went up and flying, and just unfortunate on that one.
Yeah, but like we've said it again, or we've said it earlier in the game, they're calling everything tonight, so no matter how soft or chintzy it may be, if they've been calling it once, they're probably going to call it again. So you've really got to be aware of the time in the game and where you're at in the ice, because with that penalty, Stars have to go all the way back into their end, and then the Brewers had a pretty decent chance there to be getting a goal. So we'll see what happens here.
Brewers in true desperation mode now. They need one, they need two, they need 3 goals to try to force overtime. It starts with one, and Johan Levesque short-handed, looking to seal it in all alone, and Andrew Glass makes a big save. Rebound, open net, Kubik fanned on the shot, and it's 4-on-2 going the other way. Steve Best stops, pops, leads a man ahead, and Tyler Boyle tries to knock it down. Johan Levesque almost sealed it, but the Brewers still with a faint heartbeat. They need to capitalize. Steve Best lobs it to Sack. Sack with a shot, scores!
And that is Tomek Sack. We have been waiting to see it. He is an absolute laser pointer shot. That is the shot right there. You make those once a year if you play in Adelaide. I reckon Tomek Sack's got a few more up his sleeve, but he's waited 3 or 4 games and to show us what he can do, and he did not disappoint.
And we have a power play goal.
Yay, that's what the Brewers needed. Maybe a monkey off their back for the power play goals and one off the back of Tomek Sack for maybe opening up the floodgates for a few more goals.
Well, that Jake Riley penalty could prove costly as he's opened the window just a little bit for the Port Brewers. Team's back to full strength, but under 5 to go. Can the Brewers launch a remarkable comeback? They need another one in a hurry. Stars try to hold the line, and here comes Tyler Leeming. It's a 2-on-1. Leeming, Klein, and I don't know if Glenn Forbes-White got a piece of it, but the puck is not in the back of the net regardless. Leeming gathering down low, loose puck in the crease, and it's lobbed to safety, but it will probably be icing. No, it won't be, because Ryan Foles there first. Knocked off balance. And in behind the goal. Working on the wraparound. Brewers will try to skate this out to safety. Pass to the right side. Tyler Leeming behind the defense. Jake Hazel.
That is unbelievable D by Hazel. Unbelievable. That is the ideal way to rub a player out. No need for the stick. He didn't even use it. Incredible body work by Jake Hazel.
He's done that twice today now. Impressive from a man that is being asked to shoulder a lot of responsibility. You get a good look at it here.
Fantastic work.
In a game where there's been a lot of stick penalties for guys just being a little careless, Jake Hazel has not done that.
And I think it just comes down to hard work. Jake Hazel puts in that hard work. He doesn't get lazy and try to use his stick. And he's going to make plays like that all the time. And as a 19-year-old, it's pretty amazing to see. It's looking forward to see what he has coming in the next few years.
Connor Smith tried to cut into the zone. Shots now 40-30 for the Brewers. Here's a look at that shorthanded opportunity, and Andrew Glass has been really good this period.
Yeah, he's done exactly what he needed to come out and do. And he's kept his team in it this period, and the Brewers have just been struggling all night with getting points on the board.
Last time these two teams met, Johan Levesque did the exact same thing and came away successful.
Lob towards Andrew Glass. Sometimes those are the hard ones, those little lobby ones in from the point. 3 minutes to go in the game. We'll watch the net to see if the Brewers try to bring on the extra attacker and pull the goalie. Usually around that 2.5-2-minute mark, facing a 2-goal deficit. Or can they get one on full strength? They're using their top guns on the ice again. Jake Riley lobs it high, down into the attacking zone. Kubik stops, pops, leads a man forward, skates through everybody, and here go the Brewers. Up the left side, tip to the left wing, working out again, leading a man forward. Here comes Jaden Ryan, sack, backhanded play into the corner. Zach Boyle pinching down low. Boyle to Best, back to Boyle. Boyle walks his way to the point. Shot through traffic from Tomek Sack, deflects in the corner, and it tries to be slapped out by Ambrose Foster with 2 minutes and 18 seconds to go.
It's really time for the Stars to buckle down. They need to close this game out. I don't think the Brewers think it's over.
Unfortunately, Brewers have used their timeout already. Be nice to have one right now just to give the guys a bit more of a rest and kind of talk of a game plan, see what you're going to do with the goalie, but it looks like goalie's already gone.
So they're pulling their goalie, 6 players on the ice for the Brewers in exchange for an empty net that the Stars can shoot at. Off the draw, leaning in the slot, jamming away at it. Zach Steele, or Tyson Boyd rather, going to be there first. He whacks away at the puck in the corner. Bouncing disc to Jeremy Klein. Klein grinding away, trying to maintain that possession. Jake Hazel, though, comes away with the puck. It's wrapped in behind the goal. Gleaming behind the net. Klein with the shot through traffic, bounces off Glenn Forbes-White. Brewers got to hold the line, they do. Klein, glove down by Boyle. Boyle trying to settle it down. Zach Steele takes this away. He can skate it out. Steele to McDonald, and he can't get the shot on goal. Back the other direction. Hazel at the empty net, and that one ricocheted wide.
That would have been a nice little feather in Hazel's cap for the game he's played tonight.
Absolutely. If anyone deserves it, it's him.
Around the corner again. Brewers running out of time.
You can see Zach Boyle kind of circling around this far blue line here. You've got guys everywhere in black. The Brewers want this game.
Jake Riley comes away with it, lobs it forward, it's a turnover. Klein in tight, big save. Glenn Forbes-White once again. He's been excellent all night. That's save number 39. Can he get it to 40? Battling down low. Here's Boyle. Boyle has Jake Riley poke it free. Shot through traffic, tipped by Nicola Powell. Out of play with just 41 seconds to go.
40 it is. 40 saves for Glenn Forbes-White. 43, I'm sorry, just updated. What a game that man has had.
Yeah, good job by the Brewers here. Not much more that they can do than what they are doing. They're supporting the puck. They're getting the shots on net. It's been a struggle for them tonight. That's basically what you have to chalk it up to. And when Glenn Forbes-White is on his game like he is tonight, it's going to be tough.
Jake Hazel chips it out into neutral territory. Jake Riley trying to hunt it down, and he's going to take another penalty. Riley getting feisty with Tyler Boyle. And this is probably where Jake Riley's got to settle down a little bit. It might be Boyle taking the penalty?
I think it'll be both of them. Initially, it was definitely Tyler. There's just some harsh words. Jake's got a bit of a funny face to show. He's not taking any of it.
I mean, I guess kind of meaningless at this point in time in the game, but anyways, I guess I just don't have a lot of time for stuff like this. I'm more of a team guy. I'm thinking about the team all the time. And Jake Riley's really shown his selfish side tonight. I think he's got to smarten up, realize the role that he has on that team, and really, maybe pull his head out and straighten up a little bit.
One of the big questions going into the night was who other than Johan Levesque and Jake Riley would score goals tonight? Well, the answer, Ryan Fohl, Jared McDonough, Tyson Boyd, and Zach Steele. on a night where the stars of the stars were a little offensively quiet as Jake Riley gets the gate for the rest of the game.
Hey, you know what? In a game like this, you're up to 2 goals. It's a whatever, but if you start acting like that in a game where you're down 2 goals, you're not doing your team any favors, and a guy like Jake Riley can be a decider in a game. So he's going to have to learn to be a little bit more disciplined in these games when they're not going the Stars' way.
Perhaps that's the frustration from Tyler Boyle then, is that he's not the decider in this game. Really, in this game, you've got 2 guys, 2 young guys, 2 number 16s at that, and they're both just young, and it's the end of the game, and they're tired, and they're getting a little bit niggly. Jake's initial reaction was not frustration. He made a little face as if he was very, very happy with Tyler yelling at him.
Not much longer to go in this one. Jake Hazel gets it off the draw. He's tied up by a couple hard-working Brewers, but Hazel ties up Steve Best's stick, but on the power play now, it is a 5-on-4 advantage shot from the point. Glenn Forbes, White State scores! It's not over yet. Steve Best on the rebound. And with 18 seconds to go, there is one more glimmer of hope.
A knuckle puck at that. Oh.
And 2 Jake Riley penalties have cost his team 2 goals. And now the Brewers have, when they had no chance, is now down to a small chance.
And poor Steve's been waiting all game, a full 59 minutes.
10 seconds to go. Steve Best in the corner, plays it to the slot, and it's gathered by Glenn Forbes White with just 10 seconds to go. One more chance for a face-off for the Brewers.
They got to win it. They've struggled in the face-off dot all night, but Tomek Sack in the middle here right now. Let's hope he can get a win, get one more chance off for the Brewers here, and who knows what can happen.
Draw one, though, by the Stars. Chipped out. Boyle with time peeling off the clock in the corner. Best tied up by Hazel. Hazel just ragging the puck in the corner. And the Stars hold on for win number 1.
And Glenn is one happy man. So he should be. What a game.
I think the story of the night is definitely the Stars' third line coming out to play and getting it done for them, and Glenn Forbes White holding down the fort in the defensive zone, because Brewers had multiple chances that they just couldn't capitalize on, and if Glenn's having a bit of an off night, this is a completely different game.
Yep, send it, print it, he is back. Glenn Forbes White is back.
Yeah.
Well, 3 stars for tonight. It's hard to kind of quantify it. That man, Glenn Forbes White, is going to get the first star, I think, unanimously. There'll be a few more shots put on the board. He stopped over 40 pucks tonight. But then you probably have a contender between guys like Boyd and McDonald, who had 1+1. Levesque had 2 assists. Jake Hazel didn't score up on the score sheet, but he was excellent defensively, too.
Yeah, and it's like what we said at the beginning of the game. You know, he's not a guy that you always notice out on the ice, but it's not always a bad thing. He's always making the right play. He's working hard, getting it done every night, and we definitely saw that from him tonight.
I wonder if guys like Glenn Forbes White noticed the work of Jake Hazel in front of him. Be curious to hear that, but Glenn Forbes White, man, he's a good guy. It's hard not to be happy for Glenn to bounce back like this.
And that's just it, and we know he has it. Like, I know from playing with him the capability that he has, and I really think that the way he finished the game against the Extreme last week, he really rolled that into the game tonight.
Full marks to their defense as well. They're down Josh Harding. They've really got a young line up there without him, and they did so well.
Both teams will gather at the center line in a moment and thank the fans, but the Brewers got 2 goals a little too late. Glenn Forbes White literally stood on his head in a 4-3 victory. We're going to head down on the rink. David Muggleton is with a man rocket on the ice right now. Let's throw it down to Dave.
Thanks, guys. Well, that one got a little bit spicy towards the end. How's the heart?
Yeah, it's definitely up there. Wasn't a picture-perfect end to the game, but it was a lot of fun to play, so I can't complain.
Now, Eric was right off the bat very curious about how you felt about Jake Hazel's work in front of you today.
Yeah, he was fantastic. I mean, like, he's gotten so better over the last couple of years, and he's easily one of the best defenders out there right now, so it's great to see he's unstoppable.
Now, just with this game, so looking up on the board, you took 13 more shots than your rival over on the other side. Were you feeling the pressure barreling down on you tonight?
Yeah, absolutely. It was a very heavy game, but, you know, I knew I had to bounce back from last game, so I sort of felt like I wanted to keep the boys in it, and that's sort of what got me through, I think.
Well, congratulations on an incredible outing.
Thank you very much.
Well, the Stars get a much-needed win. They jump ahead of the Brewers in the standings. The Brewers are back next week. They're playing the Extreme. And the Extreme is the home game. They're hosting the Vinny's Christmas Appeal, hosting a toy drive. Fans are encouraged to bring in their toys or gift cards. There'll be a whole list on the website to really try to get in the Christmas spirit and help out kids that are a bit less fortunate than some people that are there.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, the team really wants to be able to give back to the community, like I said earlier. It's great coming out to these games, seeing sellout crowds every night. So if everybody can bring one thing, it goes a long way in the community.
Members of the Extreme will be there at this game next Friday. Some tickets available. Their partners and also the partners of the club will be there to help collect.
Yep.
Should be a fun one. Justine, final thoughts on the game?
Oh, I thought it was fantastic. I thought there was never a moment where it was completely over. I thought the Brewers came back with an absolute force. They were not going to give it up easily. Stars had something to prove, and they proved it. They're definitely coming to play. They're not done. Whatever Sammy said between that first and second period break, I would love to know, because they came out firing.
Glenn Forbes-White headlines a big win for the Stars. They're on the board. Thank you very much for tuning in wherever you're watching, around the country, around the world. On behalf of Justine Ruffino, Joey McDougall, Dave Muggleton, Lockie Cahill, and of course, producer Brandon. This is us saying see you next week and good night.